have any of my paint palettes or palette paper at home because they're all at the studio, so I'm just gonna use a regular dish that I got from thanksxu for my paints. I also forgot that the only paintbrushes that I have here are like small and really used and janky ones, so this is gonna be fun. It's 10 a.m. on a Saturday and I've decided that I really want to paint and that I want to give myself a little painting challenge. It's my day off today and I decided to go and buy some art supplies because I've just been kind of craving wanting some more tools to work with and more colors to experiment with. I've been running low on some acrylic wash colors, so this was the perfect time to kind of just get more. And while I was at the art store, I saw that there was a sale on all their canvases. So naturally, I bought a few canvases because they had a buy 5 get 60% off sale. Here are all the canvases I bought, and I don't know why I'm showing you like this, but I don't know how else to show you because they're pretty big. I just feel like I haven't had this much enthusiasm and excitement for creating art, so I'm trying to capture as much of that feeling as I can and utilizing it to its full potential. So I wanted to see if I could give myself a challenge and see if I can paint one thing a day. I don't think I'm gonna be painting on all of these canvases for the duration of this week, but I'm just gonna be doing maybe one of the large canvases. Here are some sketches that I did. I feel like I've been on a very floral theme. I'm gonna start pretty small and work my way up to one of the larger canvases. So tonight I'm just gonna paint a little postcard. Here are the postcards I got. They're pretty cute. And they actually have little postcard like lines on the back. It's nearing 1 a.m. now, so I'm just gonna wrap up everything, but here is to day 1. It's pretty cute, I would say. Very sweet details, and I do feel a little constrained because of only having the paints that I bought today instead of like my full toolbox of paint. But having that limitation really helped me focus on questioning like how do I make this piece more interesting visually. Also, I forgot to mention one of the reasons why I'm trying to challenge myself to create more paintings is because I'm trying to catch up on a lot of painting rewards for a few of my patrons. These patrons receive a lovely original every month, so this is gonna go out to one of them. It's very cute, and I think on the back I'm gonna write a lovely message and maybe paint a little stamp here or something cute over here as well. Yeah. But I'm too tired for that right now because it's almost 1 and I want to go to sleep, so I'll do that another day. Good night. Beautiful tomatoes. Excuse me. You want to say it louder? Goodbye. Right now I'm just preparing some food to take to the studio for, you know, when I get hungry and all that. Today's gonna be pretty fun. It's one of my off days because it's the weekend, but I'm still still working. It's been a funny weekend. This is the second time that I've been like alone this month, but yesterday and today has just been like very quiet. You know, sometimes it's just kind of hard just sitting with yourself with just your thoughts, and sometimes you just want to block out all those thoughts, but no, that's repression, and I don't want to do that. I'm just trying to make good use of my time alone and really take care of myself and have a good time. And with that, I've got my little lunch packed, and it feels like I'm going to school again. I started over. I don't know where it's going. It's pretty frustrating, not gonna lie. I feel like I should have had more of a plan going into this. I also didn't know where I was going with the first one, so I don't know what's happening. Before we get on with the rest of the painting, I wanted to quickly talk about the sponsor of this video, Squarespace. Recently, I updated my portfolio website and also reopened my Patreon secret shop, all with Squarespace. Their flexible website templates are easy to use and a great way to start building your website for your needs. There's a variety of templates for you to choose from and to make your own. I love their design and commerce tools when it comes to displaying my artwork in a way that's unique to me. Whether you sell physical or digital products, Squarespace has the tools you need to start selling online, and they have point of sale so that you can sell in person by connecting a Square reader. You can check out squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/thanksxu to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you again to Squarespace, and now back to painting. I finished up the painting. I did have a lot of fun with the color pencils, and I feel like this really made me realize that I should have a little bit more of a plan before I go into painting. Sometimes it does work out when I just go into things with like the colors in mind, but I feel like some days when I get more frustrated on the creative process, I need a little bit more direction before I go in blind. I think this still turned out okay. I feel like overall I am pleased with the color. I do think I want to work more on details for the next few paintings or so, and more about theme. And here's day 1 and day 2 together. They bring me a lot of joy. It is day 3 of painting, and I'm honestly really out of it today. My original plan was to start another small painting, but I decided to revisit something that I haven't finished yet. It's this little square canvas, and this is like the sister piece to this one. I painted this one in a different video, but I realized how fun these little pattern pieces are. They're a little more low energy for me because I find patterns to be really relaxing and calming. These type of patterns come to me more naturally than thinking about like a full composition of piece and like all the colors that I want to make. So yeah, I'm just gonna take a chill, do however much I can, and I'll get back to it later. I don't know if you could tell, but the sun is like beating down on me right now, It's incredibly hot in here, so I'm just gonna paint for as long as I can stand the heat. But I have my little box fan friend here, so hopefully things will be better. I need you to keep me cool, friend. Please, I beg of you. Not to be dramatic, but it feels like it's 100 degrees in here, and look how bright the sun is on me. But I'm back in the studio again, and I'm gonna get to today's painting. This day was one of the more challenging days. I had an idea in mind and I just had no idea how to actually execute it, but in the end it turned out okay. And the funniest part was these pieces were, you know, inspired by crochet and knitting and granny squares, and while I was painting them, I was actually watching a video about the crochet community and all the drama and tea related to it. Guess what? I just finished up my paintings for the day. This is how they turned out. But I severely underestimated the challenge in trying to make this look like a actual crocheted piece. Here's what they look like from afar. It's not bad. I'm glad that it still reads like granny squares, so I think this would be fun to play with, like just doing more of them and like putting them all together. And now I'm gonna wrap up for the day, and I think we're gonna go make Shrinky Dinks with the studio mates, so that'll be fun.
Shrinky Dink.
Oh, we Shrinky Dink that.
Shrinky Dink.
Summer
And just kind of hold it up. These feet just hold it like there you go. Okay. Yeah.
Wait, heat it up. As I fall behind, I'm so sorry for dreaming about the future. Hey, I'm sorry for dreaming about the future. You and I'll be better when we're old enough.
It's day 5 now, I believe, and I feel like I'm losing track of time just because things have been pretty hectic in my day-to-day schedule, but it's been really fun painting so far. I had a lot of fun making the Shrinky Dinks with my studio mates yesterday, and I feel like I'm gonna take a break from traditional painting on canvas and stuff like that for today, and honestly focus more on making some Shrinky Dinks. Really love the designs that I went with yesterday. I kind of had an idea of what I wanted before I went into things because I've been wanting to make this little mystery box series, and I realized yesterday that the perfect thing for this mystery box would be Shrinky Dink charms. I got some more shrink film, and today I'm going to be experimenting more with what I can do with Shrinky Dink. In the past, I have printed on it before, so I think I'm going to be approaching this more with a digital medium and see how that goes. When it comes to making Shrinky Dinks, there's a few methods of shrinking them, which is, using heat, but sometimes people use a heat gun. This time around, I decided to use a convection oven. My studio mate Annie is a claymation artist, and she has a convection little mini oven in her studio, so she was kind enough to let me use it. Afterwards, I took a little bit of UV resin and gave these little guys a glossy finish and then added a pin backing on the back. feel like I did okay with what I had today. There were way more bumps in the road than I thought with this little project, but it's still pretty cute. All the pins have pin backings now, and it looks rather good and pretty smooth. I'm definitely going to be perfecting this as I go. They look like little friends, and I love them so much. They have some very sweet personality to them. I'm a little dejected from all this, so I'm just gonna go home and kind of rest and call it a day because this was a lot. But yeah, I can't wait to make more of these and make them into the mystery boxes once I get better resin and also better shrink film. But that's it for today. I am gonna go home and take a shower because I'm sweating like crazy, and I'll be back again tomorrow with more art. I just wanted to say these two pieces that I made this day were probably my favorite out of the entire week. I think having a combination of the color pencils and oil pastels was really neat. Over the summer, I've started my little oil pastel collection, and I've gotten a range of different types of pastels, starting from like the Blicks. I think they were like $7 pastels for a pack of 12, and then to a higher end, super oily Van Gogh oil pastels. It's pretty interesting to be using a wide variety of tools, especially when they're differing in quality. I feel like there's nothing really bad about using like Crayola color pencils, which I did use a few of them in this piece. There were aspects of both the high quality and low quality oil pastels that really added to the piece, and I think it's just good to have a wide range of tools. I'm just really happy with the color palette that I went with, and I feel like I'm evolving a little bit more as an artist and, broadening my horizon of what colors I can use and what kind of techniques I can use and how to mix mediums together. I feel like this one really spoke to me. I thought using the Posca on top, like around the pastel, worked out really lovely. But besides that, I feel like I'm definitely getting towards my limit around how much art I can make. But yeah, I'm just gonna add this to the weekly collection and then get back to you tomorrow to see what we make tomorrow. So let me explain a little bit. Usually I'm kind of used to the tools where it's kind of like a little shovel, and I looked it up. It's the knives that are like Speedball 1, 2, 3, and 5, but these are kind of curved at an angle, so I was totally confused. I totally forgot how hard block printing was, or like cutting out the blocks themselves, especially with the wrong tool. This is the side that I started with on first, and it's just like a simple line, and then I decided on the back to try a different version. So this would be the inverse, where everything else has the paint besides the lines of the logo. I feel pretty silly for going into this blind. I thought I just needed the blocks and like one of the speedball tools, but I didn't get the right ones, and I also don't have the right paints. I feel a little silly going into this pretty unprepared, but it's just like a little fun project. But for now, I'm gonna test it out with just some like acrylic paint and see how that goes.
Who's to know what happens when the world ends? At least this is an okay bar for running into you. It's an awful house, and I wanted to get you out. I'm working on a plan right now to come through. I've waited for a lifetime for you to calm down. Oh, nothing feels the same.
So I finished up my 2 pieces for now. I would say they're pretty successful. I did it in a spring green and a kind of more foresty dark green, and I feel like they complement each other very well. I feel like once I put this into good use into the actual packaging and also getting the proper ink for it, it'll be like a smoother process overall. So yeah, don't do what I did. There were definitely a lot of steps that were not the proper way of doing things and should not be done in those ways. Overall, it's kind of a messy process, but that's kind of how I learn and relearn things. It's been many years since I last did block printing, so fumbling is an okay way to learn again. We go on to the next day. I feel like I have to explain some things here. I genuinely thought this was the 7th day and ended up making more art than I was expecting. But even in the case of the other days, I realized I was making like 1 to 2 pieces per day. So I feel like that really contributed to the burnout rate that I was going at. But I wanted to talk a little bit about this piece. I am in the middle of moving, and I wanted to give my roommates a little going away present. And for one of my roommates, they really like mushrooms, and so I sought out to make this little collage piece of mushrooms. Originally, I was just going to paint a regular, like, acrylic painting, but then I decided that a collage method would be a fun way to do things. I had a lot of scrap pieces of paper and old art that I really didn't want to finish anymore, so I repurposed it and used the backside, painted them all one shade, and put them all together to make the mushrooms. Hello. We're approaching the end of the video and I kind of just wanted to take some time to reflect on my week and how it went. And as you can see, I'm in a different place now because I moved. So it's been quite some time since I filmed that whole week of drawing, and in that time I moved all my stuff and now I'm settling into my new place and it's been really lovely. Look at my beautiful mantle place desk setup. It's technically, you know, a fireplace, but it's out of commission, so now it's like a beautiful haven for all my plants. About the whole week, I feel like it was a really good challenge for myself to just like continuously produce something every day, but I also realized the merit of resting and also not forcing myself too much when I can't be just as creative. A lot of my art block really stems from like having a lot of ideas but not having the motivation or the power to fully take that idea and finish it to completion. So in doing this challenge, I really actualized and finalized the pieces and thoughts that I had for a while. So that was a great way to end the week. Will I be doing this again? Probably not. I really like sticking to like a 5-day, 4-day work week schedule, and having it be a full 7-day week was pretty stressful because every day I was kind of just thinking about like, okay, what am I gonna make next? And I feel like that's not like the best headspace to be in when I just want to create something more organically. I was also kind of bummed that I didn't go about painting on the canvases that I talked about during the beginning of the video, but I still have the canvases. They're just gonna be for a different time whenever I'm ready to paint them. But yeah, I don't think I have too much else to say, so I hope you enjoyed this video and found it insightful in any way. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!